In this video we're going to look at fractions again, and this time we're going to be multiplying them and dividing them. Okay, so first of all let's look at something that is a common misconception, and that is finding 3/5 of something and doing the multiplication 3/5 times something. Now these are actually equivalent expressions. Finding 3/5 of something, as we saw in the previous video, means dividing by 5 and finding 1/5, then multiplying by 3 to find 3/5. So you can see straight away from the diagram that this is going to be 15. Also, if we multiply, well, it's exactly the same again. If we think of what 3/5 is, multiplied by 25 over 1, that's a better way perhaps of thinking about 25, you can see that we're just going to work out sort of the exact same thing. We're going to have we're going to have 75 over 5, which is exactly the same, 15. Now we'll get into why that's working in a minute, but these two questions are interchangeable. Right, so let's get on with showing you again some more multiplication techniques. So first of all, we just times the top two numbers together, the numerators together. So in this case it's 6, and we times the denominators together. In this case we're going to get 44. Now unfortunately for us, though, that is not the final answer, because both those two values, 6 and 44, have a common factor. So we need to divide them both by that common factor, which is of course 2. So if we divide them both by 2, we're going to have 3 over 22. And that will be our final answer. Okay, next one, 4/7 times 12. Well, just like we saw a minute ago, this is exactly equivalent to 4/7 times 12 over 1. So let's work that out. We're going to have 4 times 12, which is 48, and 7 times 1, which is 7. So our answer is 48 over 7. However, we need to convert that to a mixed number first. So let's do that. How many 7s go into 48? Well, there is 6. 6 7s is 42, and then there is 6 left over. So it's 6 and 6 7s. Okay, let's do some more complicated examples. In this case, we're going to convert them to top-heavy fractions first, and then we're going to follow the same technique. So, 3 and 2/3. Well, 3 times 3 plus 2 is 11. So that's equivalent to 11 over 3. And 1 and 4/5 is 1 times 5 plus 4, which is 9/5. Okay, so work this out. We're going to have 99 on the top over 15 on the bottom. Now, converting this to a mixed number, how many 15s fit into 99? Well, you could use a calculator or you could count them, and it turns out there are going to be 6 15s, and that will give us 90. With 9 left over, so 6 and 9 15s. Now, even then, that's not the final answer, because 9 and 15 both divide by 3. So we can write that, dividing them both by 3, as 6 and 3/5. Okay, in the second example, we'll look at 6/7 multiplied by 5 and 2/5. And again, it's exactly the same thing. We're going to write that as a top-heavy fraction, that 5 and 2/5 first. So we're going to have 27 over 5 for that part, and then we are going to work this out. Now, this is quite a complicated one, but we can count 6 27s. 6 27s is going to be 162. 7 times 5 is 35, and then we're going to see how many 35s fit into 162. Well, if we start to count them, well, 2 35s is 70. So 4 35s is 140. So we've got 4 there. That's up to 140, and then of course you've got 22 left over. So 22 over 35 left over, and that's the final answer. Now on to division. Now division is linked to multiplication as they're inverse functions. We also can use the fact that a fraction has an inverse value as well. So let's look at that now. Now it turns out that 3/4 divided by a half is the same thing as 3/4 times 2 over 1. If we're going to change the division sign into a multiplication sign, do the inverse, then we can undo that by doing the inverse of a half, which is 2 over 1. Now, working that out in the same way as the previous questions is going to be 6 over 4, which is 3 over 2, which you would prefer to write as a half. Doing the second question in exactly the same way, 5 over 9 divided by 4 over 11 is going to be 5 over 9 times 11 over 4. So that's going to be 55 over 36. How many 36s go into 55? Well, there's going to be 1, and we are going to have 19 left over. So 19 over 36 left over. And that completes the questions. You should be able to do everything on that chapter now. Okay, good luck.